is off in style.
He had the strike on 99.
Surprise, surprise, motherfucker! The king is back!
Hello everyone and welcome to the Cricket Castaway. The IPL mega auction has only just concluded and we are here to discuss all about it. So I am Nishant, I'm joined by Divyansh and we are going to take you through all the teams and everything that has happened in the mega auction so you don't miss anything. So first of all, before I begin, how are you Divyansh? How's everything going?
Yeah, I'm good, Nishant. How are you doing? And this has been a prolific week from cricket perspective. On one side, we we registered that historic win in Perth against Australia, and on another side, there was a mega auction going on in Jeddah, completely different side of the world. For the next 3 years, this will shape up the IPL 25, 26, and 27. So really interesting week for cricket fanatics or someone who loves cricket and follows everything that's going on in cricket. Yeah, a great week.
Yeah, I mean, it was very interesting to see different strategies with which teams were approaching. It actually showed this is a mega auction. What you invest here is gonna stay with you for 3 years more or less.
Yes.
So I think the teams have been really careful and very precise in what they needed this time around. Obviously, we're gonna go into the teams separately, but I think overall the mindset of the owners was very clear to see, and that was something like it was really refreshing to see as well because they weren't bidding willy-nilly for anyone who they didn't think they needed. They always had options, and they were only bidding for those.
Yeah, definitely. And we also got to see that everybody is looking for the future. So a lot of emphasis on buying young guns from Indian domestic circuit, and that is a
Yeah.
good thing for Indian
Yeah.
cricket overall as well.
Yeah, I think one thing this was all across the board. So as you said, for the backup options, what we have seen this time is that the teams are trusting more on the up and coming players as the backups because they think they are backups any which ways. They'll probably get 1 or 2 game here and there in the IPL. So earlier they used to trust experience with those kind of roles. So you've had experience, you can be slotted in any game and you'll do a job. But this time around, teams have started buying younger and younger a lot more. So give them the exposure in those 1 or 2 games, which has come out really well in this auction.
Yes, definitely. And now the teams are not looking at playing 11, they are looking at playing 12. So that's a new perspective that has come in with which this auction has moved forward because everybody has got a taste of the impact sub and how monumental it can be in winning matches. So this time it was specific, some specific impact subs also been bought by every team so that they are covered from every perspective.
Yeah, and has to be right because Impact Sub is at least there for 3 years. So I mean, you might as well build a squad around that because that Impact Sub changes games. Like whatever you think of it, for me it's an unfair rule, but yeah, it does change games. So yeah, it's like really important. So this is going to be a long show, Divyansh. So let's not keep everyone waiting and let's dive straight into it. So we're talking about the CSK squad. So the highlights: Rituraj was retained, but the way they've gone for the players that they already have in the form of Devon Conway. I thought CSK always basically tries to get their stars back. But in all of that, they also made very interesting signings in the case of, let's say, a Deepak Hooda, who has not been performing in the IPL recently, but who was actually in the first 2 years of Lucknow a really really good player. So overall, and we'll talk about each member of the squad here. But overall, I think they have gone big for Indian players, but in the, let's say, the second tier of Indian players, because they already have the stardust in the form of Rachin Ravindra and Convoy and Rituraj. Yeah, what do you think
Yeah,
about them? Just a word.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. It's on the similar lines. The CSK has a methodology of having some core players always in the team, like the guy with the likes of Rituraj Gaikwad, uh, Ravindra Jadeja, Shivam Dubey, and we can also include Mathish Pathirana in that as well,
Yeah,
since he has been part of this for quite some time. So
yeah,
they have managed to retain these core players, and then they have added to it with a lot of domestic players who might be right now are we have not seen much of them, but they might have some potential, and they are going to get better and better as they stay in the squad and they get the experience, they get the exposure, and they train with the
yeah.
world class athletes.
Yeah. So let's do one thing for every team. We'll just first go through the batters, then the all rounders, and then the bowlers. So let's do like that. So
Yeah.
for CSK, if I read the batters, it's Rituraj Gaikwad, it's Sheikh Rashid, it's Andre Siddharth, it's Rahul Tripathi, and it's Devon Conway. I think Rituraj, obviously captain, retained, but interesting pick of Rahul Tripathi here. What do you
Yes.
think? I mean, do you see him as a regular starter in the CSK squad, or just a very capable backup?
I see him more of as a sort of a impact sub kind of a player who might come in if you see early fall of wickets, and you need to keep up the tempo. So then he might come as an impact sub, or if the first choice of the top order does not do well, then we can say him as a more permanent face in the squad as well. So
Yeah,
he is kind of a flexible player who gives you powerful options to end the innings or to keep up the tempo after power plays, and he can
yeah,
also come as a stable option if your first choice of batters does not do well.
yeah.
So yeah, a good
Yeah.
buy overall.
Yeah. I think it's a very good buy. It's a very shrewd buy, and uh, for me, I see a lot of time in the previous season. Rituraj had to come at number three. CSK were looking for a number three, and Rahul Tripathi on his day is one of the best number threes around. I think
Yes.
with Rituraj and Devon Conway opening, and Rahul Tripathi coming at number three, it gives you such a strong base to follow, right? So then you have Shivam Dubey, you have Rachin Ravindra, and it emerges out then to be a really strong batting lineup. So I really think buying Rahul Tripathi can turn out to be one of the good decisions made in the IPL auction this time around. Do you see Devon Conway opening with Rituraj, or do you see him as a bench option?
No, no, I see Devon Conway opening with
Yeah,
Rituraj. Definitely, it is a great
yeah,
pair to begin with, and since Devon takes some time, but if he is set, he is a guy that is capable of playing through the innings, and
yeah.
he makes a big impact.
Yeah. So let's move to the all rounders. Before that, we have wicket keeper. So it's Mahi Bhai and Vansh Bedi. So Dhoni keeps. So probably, and also
Yeah,
rotated as an impact sub. So plays like just bats and keeps and then goes away, something like that. But
yeah.
then we go to the all rounders, and it's Shivam Dubey, Ravindra Jadeja, Vijay Shankar, Deepak Huda, Anshul Kamboj, Rachin Ravindra, Jamie Overton, Kamlesh Nagarkoti, Ramakrishna Ghosh, R. Ashwin, of course, and Sam Curran.
Yeah.
Like R Ashwin and Sam Curran just jump out at me from that.
Yeah.
What do you think about the middle order? They've retained Shivam Dube and Jadeja, but they've also got Vijay Shankar, who is again a decent batter, can bowl. You have Deepak Hooda, which we've talked about, is a decent batter, can bowl, and then you have Sam Curran, who can be a genuine superstar on his day, and you come bringing back Ashwin as well.
Yeah, so they have covered everything in their all-rounder squads. Like they have
Yeah,
backups of backups, so
yeah,
it's quite an interesting pick of the all-rounders. So if we
yeah,
look at this, Shivam Dube and Ravindra Jadeja would definitely be part of this squad. I think there would be a tussle between Rachin Ravindra and Sam Curran, maybe, because they both of Rachin gives you a spin option, so maybe at home matches Rachin plays, and overseas matches where conditions are favored for fast bowlers, then maybe Sam Curran plays. But yeah, and Ashwin also would play a crucial part because he is the master at Chepauk Stadium, and nobody knows this stadium better than him. So I
hmm,
think in certain matches, so I think this side also gives us an indication of what kind of pitch they are going to make. So I think it would be a very spin friendly wicket which used to be in the early 2010s, and from 2007 to 2012-13. I think it would be
yeah,
this kind of pitch, and they are going back to their initial strategy, which worked very well for them in the
yeah.
initial years of the IPL.
Yeah, I think with bringing back Ashwin and then Sam Curran, I think I'm just getting a bit of a mixed signal here. Do they want their pitch to be the classic Chennai turning pitch, where Ashwin really comes into play, or with going for Sam Curran, they're saying no, we can have a fast bowling all rounder as well in the squad, and we can maintain him because I think. For me, they've brought in Sam Curran simply because they've lost Deepak Chahar and
Yes.
to Mumbai, and but Deepak Chahar does have a lot of promise. He can swing the ball both ways, but he's not fit enough to carry on for an entire IPL season. And probably Sam Curran they feel is an upgrade on that. But then I don't understand which direction will they pitch and the philosophy go.
Yeah, probably it's just a sort of a backup option because Sam Curran has also batted at various positions. He can open. He is a good finisher as well. So just to have that all the aspects covered, because if Dhoni is going to play shorter innings like last year, just 10-15 balls, then I think Sam Curran can be that finisher that CSK is looking
Yeah.
for. So I think they are just trying to cover all the bases, but I still think very strongly this will be a spin-friendly wicket because it
Hmm.
gives Shivam Dube as well
Yeah.
to just blast the bowlers off,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also they have all-rounders like Ravindra Jadeja. They have
Yeah.
even Rachin Ravindra also a handy spinner, so it just gives them good spin options along with Ashwin.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is where probably Sam Curran with his slower deliveries more so will try and make an impact, right? So I think that's what's going to happen. So let's then move to the bowlers, and
Yeah.
obviously Pathirana was retained by them, but they've also gone in and brought Shreyas Gopal, Mukesh Chaudhary, Nathan Ellis, Gurjapneet Singh, Noor Ahmed, and Khalil Ahmed. Um, Again, so they have Ashwin, they have Jadeja, they have Noor as well,
Yes.
which again indicates towards maybe slightly going towards the spin friendly conditions. But I think Khalil Ahmed again a really good buy. If the man can stay fit, he is a genuine wicket taker in the IPL.
Yes. And since he is since we see that I see like Noor Ahmed and Mathish Pathirana would be regular in this squad. So I think we there was a definite need for an Indian pacer to be there because of
Yeah.
the overseas restrictions. So I
Mm.
think they this will and also Mukesh Chaudhary. So we have the pace department covered with Indian bowlers as
Yeah.
well, like Mukesh
Yeah.
Chaudhary and Khalil Ahmed are decent enough bowlers who can utilize the if the ball is swinging and there are favorable conditions for the pacers, they can definitely utilize that. And then we have
Yeah.
our death bowler specialist Mathish Pathirana, and Noor
Yeah.
Ahmed will also come in picture when on the dust bowls of Chepauk if they prepare that kind of pitch.
Yeah, I think it has been a really good IPL auction for the Indian bowlers. So all of them, even if they have played a fair few games, have gone between like 6 to 10 crores, depending on obviously the quality that they have. But overall, bowlers have been expensive. Fast bowlers have been expensive. So yeah, with the core of Khalil and Mukesh and Pathirana, then uh, I think the fast bowling looks covered for them.
Yeah,
They have a lot of handy spinners. They have a fast bowling all rounder in Sam Curran, and they have a medium pace all rounder in Shivam Dubey, obviously.
even
Uh,
Vijay Shankar can bowl a couple of
even,
overs if
yeah,
he
Vijay
gets a
Shankar
chance.
can. Yeah, so I think a lot of options for Mahendra Singh Dhoni this time around, and looks like a pretty balanced squad. I mean, so yeah, I think on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think you give CSK for this auction?
I give this side 8, definitely a
Yeah.
solid 8. They deserve it, and
Mm.
they have always been a side that banks on instinct as well as the experience in the side. So they have gone with the same philosophy in this auction as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think similar to you. I think between a 7.5 and a 8 for Chennai. They have kept the core of the team as intact as they could, given the retention rules and the purse that was required. But I think they've navigated the waters in very CSK manner, and again given Dhoni a squad with which I'm pretty sure he thinks that he can compete with and make a special season.
Yeah.
Before we move to Delhi, let's just wrap up CSK without we can't really do that without talking about Dhoni. Uh, do you think he deserves to play longer innings, or this might as well be his last year, as we talk about every time, and we will see him exactly the same as last, batting 5-6 balls every match?
My gut feeling goes towards that only, that he
Yeah.
would mostly play a 10 ball innings, 10 to 12 ball innings this time as well. But we will get more clarity once in February he starts his practice sessions and how he's looking physically. He has got a lot of time for his knee to be in a good situation by the time the IPL begins. But I still think he would go with that strategy only, like he would be keeping the wickets, and he will just play a cameo of 10-12 balls, unless there is a very uh, dire situation, or there are situations to be exploited, and all the hitters are already gone early. So then he may come before 15 overs, but that would be a rare scenario. I think
Yeah.
I expect him to just come out by the time the 18th over is has commenced, and he will just ply his willow in those last 3 overs only.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it for CSK. Let's move to Delhi, and let's look at Delhi's batting. So we have Tarun Nair, we have Harry Brook, we have Jake Fraser McGurk, and we have Faf du Plessis. I mean,
Yeah.
second day by. I am so excited about seeing Faf du Plessis in a stadium in Delhi. I mean, it's gonna be magic. What do you think about Delhi's batters?
Yeah, Faf du Plessis is a steal deal at 2 crores. Like I think he had the base price of 1.5 crores. So it's just a steal deal. I think one of the greatest buy of this mega auction, and he gives you experience. He gives you a calm presence. But I think there will be a he looks more of a backup for the openers in this scenario because Jake Fraser McGurk would be the choice of opener. I think with maybe Abhishek Porel. So we will have to see how
I
they fit
open with
in.
Faf, bro. I think I open with Faf in this team. When you brought in Faf, obviously you brought in KL to make him the captain of Delhi, and KL will be the captain of Delhi. But when you have a guy like Faf, you don't waste that, and he is that successful opening the batting, right? So he will take
Yes,
first few balls to settle in, and then just takes the power play. Delhi is a very small ground, remember.
yes,
So every time Faf hits even half a delivery, it's gonna fly out. So I think Faf
definitely.
is gonna enjoy playing in Delhi. I think they do start with Jake Fraser McGurk and Faf. But I mean, again, the third Englishman in there, Harry Brook. Uh, I mean, you can't ignore Harry Brook. If he's coming to India to
Yes,
play in the IPL, he plays. So you already have like three foreign spots occupied with the batters, pure
it's a
batters who will
tough choice.
nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, who will give you nothing else, just batting. So yeah, I mean, do
And
you
then
think?
there is Tristan Stubbs, who has proved his mettle throughout this
Yeah,
year in South
and
Africa
Stubbs
as
will
well.
play, and
Yes,
Stubbs has to be in the starting 11. He is the next superstar, right? So he has to be in the starting 11. That means the batters will be occupied by the foreigners, and then you have to rely on your Indian bowlers who will come to. But
but
yeah, so I was asking, do you think that all Jake Fraser, McGurk, Faf, and Harry Brook start in the 11, or do you think two of them or just one of them?
I think only two of them have a space because you have Mitch Stark in the bowling department. You cannot sit him out in any situation. He's such a star player and he needs some game time before he starts delivering those beautiful deliveries. We saw how for KKR he took 4 or 5 games to come into his own to adapt to the situation. So they have to play Mitch Stark in any situation. So I think it would be a tough fight between I think Tristan Stubbs is a given. He will be there because he is the backbone of this middle order. KL will open with Jake Fraser McGurk, and then there has to be a toss up between either it's Faf or it's Harry Brook. Since Faf is a specialist opener, then they might go with Harry Brook in this scenario. But why they have picked Faf because JFK has not performed really well after that blistering IPL he had, and
Yeah,
in Australia he didn't. He had a poor run of form, so they have taken an insurance in
yeah,
terms of Faf. If
yeah,
JFK does not fire in the couple of initial matches, then Faf is
yeah,
the natural choice of opener, and JFK sits out.
yeah,
So I think
yeah,
that's the strategy they will go with.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good insight because you can't really put all your eggs in JFK's basket simply because he's such a young kid. They'll be
Yeah.
up and down in his career. So yeah, I think that makes a lot more sense. You give Jake a shot in the first few games, and if it doesn't work out, Faf is always there. Similar thing because it happened with Prithvi Shaw again, right? In last few years, they banked heavily on Prithvi and gave him a lot of chances, but he wasn't just fulfilling, and they were left stranded because there wasn't any other guy they can trust to open. So
Right.
then we move to wicket keepers, and on Craig Buzz, Tristan Stubbs is qualified as a wicket keeper. So obviously Stubbs and Porel are there, both I think played. Then there's Donovan Ferreira, and KL Rahul is also termed as a wicket keeper. So I think all three Stubbs, Porel, and Rahul play in this side for me. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Stubbs and Rahul for sure. Uh, and since uh, Porel gives you a firepower, but I think he might be used as an impact sub, like he did quite a few times last year as well. So I think Porel comes as a sub.
Yeah, yeah. Moving to the all-rounders, they have Akshay Patel, obviously, who can. If KL wasn't, they haven't taken KL. I think Akshay would have been captain then in absence of Rishabh Pant. They have brought in Samir Rizvi from CSK. They have Ashutosh Sharma from Punjab. So they have recently, matlab, bilkul they have bolstered their squad for big
Yes.
hitting, and that looks pretty good. They have Darshan Narkande, Ajay Jadhav Mandal, Vipraj Nigam, Manvant Kumar. Others, I think, not very known, but the middle order again with Akshay Patel and with Ashutosh looks really powerful.
Yeah, it looks really solid. They make a really good number six, number seven in this squad, Akshar and Ashutosh, and I think in crunch situations, in whenever you are chasing a 200 plus score, this squad will definitely these two will definitely come in handy, and
Yeah,
they will play their part. And Akshar is
yeah,
a star player for Delhi since so
yeah.
long, and he would be a pivotal player this time as well.
Yeah. Then they have in the bowlers, they have Kuldeep, obviously. They have Dushmant Chamira. They have Mitch Stark, Mohit Sharma, Natarajan, and Mukesh Kumar. So Indian contingent for bowling looks again pretty strong. Both Natarajan and Mukesh Kumar are
Yes.
seasoned IPL players. They know what they're doing. Mohit Sharma as well. Obviously, he's a Gujarat legend now.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously Mitch Stark and Chamira both really solid. What do you think about the bowling lineup for them?
Definitely, it's just a solid Indian lineup backed up with international stars like Dushmanta Chamira and Mitch Stark. So I think Mitch Stark, Kuldeep Yadav, and Natarajan would be their initial choice of picks, and then they can try their hands on whether it would be Mukesh Kumar or it would be Mohit
Yeah.
Sharma. They can just take a punt on one of these, and they can just test and try to finalize their combination
Yeah.
throughout the tournament.
Yeah, the only thing that I see missing here, a lot of spin bowling all rounders, but no good medium pace all rounder. Do you think
Yes.
that's something they'll regret not buying in that auction?
Yeah, definitely. They could have gone for a fast bowling all rounder, but I think they were hell bent on just first batting department, and then they looked at buying Mitch Stark, which many teams were gunning. So but again, considering Mitch Stark, the star of last year, he went for just half of the price that he was sold last year in the mini auction. So Delhi has been very cunning in picking their
Yeah,
choice of players at a very reasonable price. And I saw this on both the days that the Delhi management team who was involved in the bidding, they just uh, kept coming in the picture and then backing out at the last moment, just tried to raise the prices of other players, and then they quietly just selected their bought their choice of players at a very reasonable price, since all the other teams were already
yeah.
uh, were on the limits of their purse, allocated purse. So that's a very cunning player selection there.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So before we move, do you think Delhi is really gonna miss Rishabh Pant? Because I feel he is the bona fide next superstar of India. I mean, letting him go would have hurt a bit.
Yeah, definitely they will miss Rishabh Pant, and he's their designated number four who used to like carry the team on his shoulders. But I think this time they have KL Rahul, the experience and the leadership, and KL would be coming as far as we have seen right now. KL would be coming full of confidence after his performances in Australia, so he would be a changed man, and with the new management, I think he can do wonders. And the role of Rishabh Pant has to be now played by Tristan Stubbs in the middle order. So
Yeah.
they have a suitable replacement. But yeah, Rishabh Pant was the star player that they will definitely miss at some point in the
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah. So I think you see, do you see KL opening or you see KL coming in the middle? Because I think KL comes in the middle order or in the lower middle. Because
If
that's
they
where he's
draw,
been playing for India as well, right?
yeah, if that strategy, I think KL would want to open because he has seen his fortunes turned whenever he opens. But if they do not go with KL to open, I think then they can also think of dropping Harry Brook altogether and open with JFK and Faf together.
Yeah.
So there are quite a few alternatives available there if KL is flexible. But I
Yeah.
think KL might want to go with the opening slot. But if he comes in the middle, then there is a lot of options to explore there.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, out of 10, how many do you think these guys get?
I think I'll give them a 9 because of their all-round strength and the firepower they have
Oh,
in their batting department. It's a
yeah,
very very good team selection.
yeah,
Uh, just one mark would not be there since they don't have a pace all-rounder. Even if
yeah,
they would have picked someone like a Rabada or a,
mm,
Jansen, who is very handy with the bat, they could have
yeah,
been the perfect side.
yeah. I think a solid 8 again from my side as well. I think they have a few questions to answer. First of all, their as we discussed, their experienced international players are spread in such a way that you'll have to miss a few of them out to build the squad. Obviously, the pace bowling all rounder is there, but also I think Tristan Stubbs is the only power hitter down the order. Akshar can do the job on his day, but there's nobody like a Pollard or something who can just finish the game. So it'll be a lot of responsibility for Tristan Stubbs, though he's very good at doing it. But I think even if they could have bought in a Miller or something, they could have easily been one of the best teams. But yeah, it is, I think, still good enough for them. So
Yeah,
moving on to Gujarat, Mehraji's team. I
yeah.
mean, they are always as shrewd as anything, right? And in their batting, so Crickbuzz has listed only three batters there: Sai Sudarshan, Shubman Gill, and Glenn Phillips. I think two out of three plays, though I love Phillips, but he hasn't been doing that much in IPL.
Yeah, definitely. And but Shubman Gill and Sai Sudarshan have been doing really great things for Gujarat since its inception. So they are a
Yeah,
definite choice.
yeah,
And since Shubman is a captain, he picks himself, and
yeah.
it's a great betting setup. And I think just because Joss Butler is a wicket keeper, we don't see him in this list, but he is a force to reckon with. The things that he has done for
100%.
Rajasthan Royals, I think
My
that
favorite IPL batter of all time, man. I mean,
yeah.
Joss Butler is simply the best. So yeah, then we move to wicket keepers and we have Joss Butler there. I mean, Gill and Butler opening. Josh Butler
Yeah.
must be feeling like the talent India has, because he was opening with Jaiswal and now he's opening with Gill. And
Yes.
I mean, Josh Butler must enjoy himself, but Gill would be so lucky to bat with this legend of a white ball player.
Definitely, definitely. It gives him that kind of cushion that yes, there is a stalwart at my side, by my side in this opening pair. So
Yeah.
even if Gill wants to take some time, then Josh Butler can pace his innings accordingly. And Josh Butler has been in good form in the international arena as well throughout this year. So I think this is a steal deal for Gujarat, even at a hefty 16 crores, 15.75 crores. It's a good buy, and Josh Butler is really fit and he's good for the next 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, and no, simply because Shubman is such a young captain, and
Yes.
obviously there is support staff there helping you out, but you need people to help you out on the pitch as well sometimes. And Josh is going to be such an amazing mentor for him. I mean, he is a captain who has won a World Cup, and he's such a soft-spoken person. He's a thinker, and I think he will be a really good influence on Shubman Gill, and he'll definitely make Shubman Gill a better leader and a better captain.
Yes. Definitely, definitely. That's really true.
Uh, yeah, then we move to all rounders, and obviously Rashid they had retained, Rahul Tewatia they had retained, Shahrukh Khan they had retained. After that, there is Nishant Sindhu, there is Ravi Srinivasan, Sai Kishore. Kodzia is a good signing. There is Jayant Yadav, Arshad Khan, Karim Janat, Sharfin Rutherford, Mahipal Lomror, and Washi Sundar. Uh, Kodzia, I think, really stands out here. Washi Sundar really stands out. Who are the other names from the all rounder that you think
I
are
think
going?
Karim Zanat has been doing so well for Afghanistan, and he's a really good player of spin. So I think he gets 1 point over Sharfin Rutherford. But yeah, Washi
Yeah,
Sundar, and then we also have Sai Kishore, who really impressed with their spin last year as well. So I think Sai Kishore is a handy spinner, and he also bats well. So they have, like, they are spoiled for choices.
yeah,
If you want to pick an all rounder, like they have an all rounder for every variation of the pitch there can be. So
yeah,
they have really hit the jackpot in terms of all
yeah.
rounder. Like, if you are impressed with Delhi's all rounder pool, this is they have done a one up over
Yeah.
Delhi's all rounder pool
Yeah.
in this
I
in
mean,
this
Kodzia is for me such a brilliant signing in here, because obviously he can bat, but his main skill is bowling, and he's such a threatening bowler.
Yes.
When you have Rashid Khan already in there, you have Washi Sundar now. I think both Rashid and Washi play every game. I don't think there would be an issue with that. But do you think Kodzia from the list also starts every game for them, or there could be others?
I think there would be a toss up between Rabada and Korzia, because Rabada itself has been an IPL legend since he has started playing, and since they would have to pick Josh Butler in every match and Rashid Khan, so there would be a toss up between this, whether they go with Glenn Phillips and Rabada, or if they are so confident of their batting order, then I think Koji and Rabada can play. But also looking at the pitch, if Gujarat pitches on a slower side, so then they might prefer someone who is like someone like a Karim Zanat. Uh, Also, Karim Zanat, I think he also bowls medium pace, but looking at how good he plays the spin, he might get an advantage
Yeah.
over Kodzier. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good headache for the management of Gujarat Titans, that they have so much of talent now that like they are spoiled for
Yeah.
choices.
I mean, just look at this fast bowling squad, man. So you have Ishant Sharma, who will give you 3-4 games a season, if not more,
Yes,
but 3 4 he will. You have KG Rabada, then you have Prasidh Krishna, and you have Mohammad Siraj. I mean,
yes,
you can start Siraj and Prasidh Krishna all the games, all the time. They will do a job for you in IPL. Then you have Rabada, then you have Kodzia, then you have Ishant Sharma. You have five like international quality pacers in there. I mean,
yes.
what a team when it comes to fast bowling this is.
Definitely, definitely. It's such a good team, and all the pacers have loads of international experience with them. So I don't think in pace department guys like Manav Suthar, Gurnur Brar will even get a chance because there is a Ishant Sharma sitting on the bench. If there is a case of injury to maybe a Prasidh Krishna, since he has been prone to injuries throughout his career, then Prasidh Krishna is
Yeah,
replaced by an Ishant Sharma.
yeah,
So that's the quality and depth they have in their fast bowling
yeah.
department.
But again, they have such a good all-rounding and fast bowling team. But again, you see Josh Butler and Shubman Gill open. Sai Sudarshan comes number 3. Who is your
Yes,
genuine number 4 and 5 batter who can give you a 300 or a 400 run season? And I look through this squad and you don't find anyone. You're probably betting on a Kushagra to do something, but that hasn't been seen. You've been betting on maybe Anuj also to do something, but again unproven. So you don't have that proven number 4 and number 5. Rashid Khan can slog the ball, but you don't have that finisher, powerful finisher who will take the game away from the opposition in last 3 4 overs. So two really tricky situations here for me that I can see glaringly.
definitely there is not a certified proven number 4 in there, and I think they will go with Shah Rukh Khan at this position for
Yeah,
now, and they will see how he
yeah,
performs. But yes,
yeah,
if we look at it, they don't have that kind of a player like Ajinkya Rahane, or like someone like even Krunal Pandya has done it sometimes for Lucknow in the past. So they don't have that kind of a player here. So they have to, or probably if they want to do experiment, they might have Washington Sundar come in at number 4. That
yeah,
they can play a punt on him. So there
yeah,
is still some things to be figured out.
yeah,
There is a gap at number 4, definitely.
yeah. So what do you rate this team out of?
I think I would rate it a decent, a solid 8.5, just because of the inexperience at number 4. Otherwise, it would have been 9 for me. But I think
Yeah,
they have still things to figure out, and uh, there are not proper backups for the openers as well.
yeah,
If something goes wrong with Josh Butler, then they are in trouble.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
is also a sign of worry. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Similarly, that's my thought process as well. I mean, that's one. I think there are 7 for me right now, simply because, as you said, there is no number 4, there is no number 5, there is no heavy finisher. The bowling looks great, the all rounders looks great, and the opening looks amazing. But again, if something happens to a Gill or a Butler or even a Sai Sudarshan who has been very consistent, they will find themselves in the trenches. So, I mean, overall, first starting 11, pretty decent, but yeah, it's a long season for them, and I think they might find it hard.
definitely. Yeah,
Let's move on to then KKR, the defending champions, the team that lost Shreyas Iyer in a mega fight. When we go with their batters, we have Rinku Singh, we have Ankit Raghuvanshi, who did very well last time around. We have Manish Pandey, and we have our favorite Mr. Ajinkya Rahane. Uh, What do you think about the batters? Rinku obviously is a star boy, but Ankrish as well. I mean, he was fairly decent last time around.
Yes, yes, definitely he did really good last time, and there were some innings that he just lifted the score by a 30 or 40 runs. The total that KKR anyways were scoring in excess of 200, and due to their uh, you can say aggressive opening partnership of Phil Salt and Sunil Narayan, and he was adding firepower to that kind of a combo. So I think yeah, Angrish Raghuvanshi would do really well this time, since he would be having more freedom this time. And in Ajinkya Rahane we have a specialist, what we can say a middle order batsman right now, who can counter spin as well as pace, and he loves performing on domestic pitches, and he did decently good in from CSK side. So I think they have a good enough batting lineup, but definitely they will miss Shreyas Iyer there, because sometimes you need an anchor to get you out of troubled waters,
And
and I don't see anyone here apart from Ajinkya Rahane, since he has got the experience, but the spin hitting capability of Shreyas Iyer would definitely be missed here.
and a Phil Salt who was there, probably their best batter last season.
Yes, yes.
So their keepers, they have Quinny de Kock and Rahmatullah Gurbaz. Phil Salt played most of the times last season, and Gurbaz was a backup. I think Gurbaz again becomes a backup to Quinny.
Yes.
Do you think Quinny starts every game or Gurbaz?
Yeah, they will definitely start with Quentin de Kock, and if he does not perform well, if he is not feeling well, then Gurbaz is a natural replacement. But I think Quinny will be there in the starting 11.
So in the all-rounders, the famous all-rounders, Narayan, Russell, they just keep on playing. Obviously, there is Ramandeep Singh, Anupul Roy, Ravman Pavel, Venki Iyer, whom they spent a lot of money on, and Moeen Ali. I mean, they spent almost 24 crores on Venki Iyer, when Shreyas had gone for 26 and a half. Uh, do you think they've spent this much money because they want to make Venki the captain of this team?
Yes, definitely. The premium is for the captaincy only, since they needed a player who will play all the matches, who is just not a impact sub. He has to be in the field throughout the duration of the match, and apart from Rinku Singh and Shreyas Iyer, Venkatesh Iyer, we don't see anyone filling out that spot. So I think they have taken a chance on Venkatesh Iyer, since I think I got to hear that Sunil Narayan and Ray Russ are not very keen on taking the captaincy. So then Venki Iyer becomes the natural choice.
Yeah.
But I think it would be huge pressure on him, because till now he has just played his part in bits and pieces. Either he comes as a opener, or just as a opener, but now since opening slots are already cemented, so he comes as a hitter somewhere down the line, and just gives you an over or two of medium pace, and that's done. His job is done. But now he have to also uh, carry the load of the team on his shoulders. He have to do some strategic thinking, how to rotate the bowlers, and I'm not sure how much captaincy experience he is bringing. I don't see him doing so much in domestic circuit. So he's a fairly young guy. So it would be the greatest challenge of his life to take this through.
Yeah, I think so. They have sold Shreyas Iyer, obviously, but they also let go of Nitish Rana, who had been the captain the
Hmm.
season previous to in the season in which Shreyas was injured all the time. So by removing Nitish Rana, they've already uh, made the squad a bit easier to manage for Venki, because if there was another pole who is a strong character like Nitish,
Hmm.
might have been a bit of a situation for Venki, but they've done that. But the only thing that I see here is, why would you bring Ajinkya Rahane into the squad with all his experience if you don't want to, create a situation where Ajinkya becomes the captain and Venki just learns for an year and a half, and then probably in the later part of 2016 or 2017 he takes over as full time.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, they might have given it a thought, but maybe they are not pretty confident on uh, how he will perform, how Ajinkya will perform with the bat, or are there any fitness issues lying there. So that might have compelled them to go with Venki Iyer. But yeah, it would have been a good choice to begin with Ajinkya Rahane for the first
Yeah,
season in this cycle as a captain, and then he gradually gives transition
yeah,
to Venkatesh Iyer next year.
yeah.
But I
Imagine,
think
imagine a game where Russell and Rahman are batting together, finishing the match. I mean, these two power hitters, they have both Russell and Rahman. Like in the 16th over, if you're a bowling side and the batters are Russell and Rahman Powell, what do you do, man? You can't do anything.
definitely. But I think, yeah, there will be a toss up between Roman Powell and Enric Norkia, because they also have picked up Enric Norkia in their
Yeah.
bowling
So
department.
yeah,
So
let's let's move to the bowlers. So they have Varun Chakravarti, Harshit Rana, Vaibhav Arora, Mayank Markande, Umran Malik, Anrik Norkia, and Spencer Johnson. So yeah, Divyansh, continue with your Norkia point
yeah,
there.
yeah, definitely. So three overseas spots are already taken. Like, you will have Quinton de Kock, you will have Sunil Narayan, and you will have Dreras. So now there is only one spot which will be tossed between Roman Powell, Moin Ali, and Enric Norke, depending
Yeah,
on the situation. So if
yeah,
Roman Powell is fit enough to give you 4 overs as a bowler, then I think Roman Powell. Otherwise, if you
yeah,
want hardcore pace capabilities for your
yeah,
team, then Enric Norke would come into picture. So yeah,
yeah, yeah. I think Varun Chakravarti is such a good bowler. With Harshit Rana and Vaibhav Arora, they
yes,
have like decent Indian bowlers in there. Harshit Rana, as we already know, is doing so well. Uh, then they've let go of Suyash Sharma, and they've brought in Mayank Markande, who has had great experience over the years in IPL as well. And Umran Malik is there to learn under Anvik Nokia. Uh, I mean, there was such a hype about Umran when he had burst onto the scene, but it's all fizzled out. Do you think he gets a game anywhere in Kolkata, because he didn't get even a single one last time around?
it's tough with Vaibhav Arora and Harshit Rana doing such a fantastic job
Yeah,
last year. It would be tough, but I think they would want him to learn the ropes from Enric Norkia, how to go about it and how to handle your pace bowling along with accuracy. And I
yeah,
think Enric Norkia comes as a like for like replacement for a Mitch Stark, although Mitch Stark is a better batsman than Enric Norkia, but in terms of pure bowling, he is a like for
yeah,
like replacement. So maybe Enric Norkia uh, plays most of the games as a pacer. I think maybe out of 14, I definitely see him playing 10 games out of 14. So
yeah,
there is very less chances of Umran Malik. Maybe if Vaibhav Arora gets in an injury or something happens to Harshit Rana, then Umran Malik gets his chance. Otherwise, it's quite bleak.
yeah. So, how much do you give them out of 10?
I give them a 7.5 because as far as like I was uh, looking at an interview of Joyda on Crickbuzz, and what he said is like Sunil Narayan has not performed that well after that IPL, and across the world, his performance is very average, even below average at some points. So I don't know what form he is coming in with, and without the presence of Gautam Gambhir, would he be confident enough? Because Gautam Gambhir played a great psychological factor in boosting confidence of Sunil Narayan. So there might be some surprises there, and Sunil Narayan, if he is not able to perform, then the mighty totals that KKR was riding on last season, that all can come crashing in a moment. So that's why
Yeah.
I'll just give this a 7.5.
Yeah, even for me, it's a 7. Simply because you're missing out on Phil Salt, and to replace Phil Salt, you brought in Queenie, but he hasn't again been the top batter in the past 2-3 seasons of the IPL. He's retired from all forms of cricket. You have Quinton de Kock, you have Sunil Narayan, who is again not getting any younger. It was a surprise the kind of seasons that he had delivered last year, but nobody expects him to repeat that again. And uh, I mean, if he doesn't get you that many runs as a bowler, he hadn't been that great last year. It was Varun Chakraborty who was doing the lot of
Yes.
the heavy lifting. So I really don't understand the decision of, first of all, retaining Sunil Narayan, but he will now play in the starting 11. Again, Andre Russell, a lot of injury questions, a lot of problems there. We don't know how, in what kind of form he will be. So a lot comes down in this team on the shoulders of Rinku Singh and Ankush Vanshi and Rahane to an extent, to give them that, and a lot of pressure on Venki Iyer, who has not captained any team in any format.
Yeah.
I think I predict them to have a really tough season after the brilliance of last year. Uh, but yeah, it's a 7 for me, and I let's see how they do. So,
Definitely.
going towards LSG, I mean, they are the ones who have made the most headlines with the signing of the most expensive player in Rishabh Pant. But on the face of it, these guys have made some pretty shrewd signings. I mean, let's go with the batters. So they have Ayush Badoni, who is their own prodigy kid, who has been there since the inception. You have Himmat Singh, but then you have David Miller, who is an IPL fan favorite. You have Matthew Bridgestay, who is really good and upcoming player and can open as well. And you have Aiden Markram, who had a forgettable season last year, but on his day is one of the best batsmen in the world. Who do you think out of these 4-5 batters do you see playing regularly?
I see the Aiden Markram and Miller, maybe the regular featurings in the side, and yeah, and up
So,
which will be supported by this the Indian contingent in the squad. So guys like
yeah,
Ayush Badoni
yeah,
and Rishabh Pant, definitely, who would be the captain, and even Shabaz Ahmed
yeah,
would be a solid number 7.
yeah, yeah. So then we have in wicket keepers two of the most destructive batsmen. So Nicky P is genuinely the greatest IPL player for me right now, and up with Henrik Klassen and Rishabh Pant, who is the most expensive buy. We go to all rounders. They have Shahbaz Ahmed, Abdul Samad, RS Hunger Gaker, Arshin Kulkarni, Yuvraj Chaudhary, and Mitch Marsh. So that completes their batting and the all rounder squad. I mean, looks pretty powerful to me. Social media has been not very kind, I think, to the Lucknow squad. I think there are some very shrewd signings in there, and the squad looks really balanced when it comes to batting. And we'll go to bowling later.
Yeah, definitely. If guys like Mitch Marsh and David Miller uh, uh, start delivering with their reputation, I think this squad will be a formidable one. But then there are again fitness issues with Mitch Marsh. How much overs he can give you with the ball, that is still a question mark. But definitely, if he opens and if he gets going, even in 4 or 5 matches, he will definitely be a danger to the sides that are coming up against him, because he's
Yeah.
such a
I,
destructive player, such a powerful player.
Yeah, I think we'll go to the bowling, but Shamar Joseph is the only international pacer that they have. So they're any which way is going to use their internationals in the top of the order, right?
Yes,
So let's
yes.
say if they open with Ayush Badoni and Aiden Markram, uh, then that solves all their problem because they can play David Miller, they can play Nicky P, and they can play Mitch Marsh. So
Yeah.
you have Markram opening, and then probably Rishabh Pant coming at number three, or Nicky P coming at number three, or even Marsh used to come for at number three for both Delhi and Australia. So you
Yeah.
have a lot of, and you have power right till the bottom when you start with this combination. You have Ayush Badoni who would like the power plays because the field is inside. Aiden Markram, Nicholas Puran, Rishabh Pant, Mitch Marsh. That looks a pretty strong first five for me.
Definitely. And then followed by Shabazz Ahmed, who is a very handy all rounder, and then Ravi Bishnoi, Mayank Yadav, and I think Mohsin Khan will come in.
Yeah.
So,
There's Yuvraj Chaudhary, who's a young kid who's like blowing like wildfire right now. He's just scored the fastest 50. He's really good. Coming to bowling, you have obviously Ravi Bishnoi, Mayank Yadav, Mohsin Khan. You've brought in Akash Deep, who gives you a really, really solid opening bowling combination. You have Shamar Joseph. You already have Avesh Khan, who had a forgettable year last year, but on his
yeah.
day is a really good bowler and went for whooping 9.75 crore as well. I mean, when you look at just the fast bowler contingent, you have Mohsin, you have Akashdeep, you have Mayank, and you have Avesh Khan. You have four quality fast bowlers from India. Uh, Only two of them will play because the Lucknow pitch spins as well.
Yeah.
You, if you need a medium pace all rounder, you have the best in the world in Mitch Marsh. Uh, and powerhouse batting order. I think this team looks really good.
Lots of firepower in the batting order, and even in the pace department, they have got guns like Shamar Joseph, Mayank Yadav, and experienced guys like Akash Deep and Avesh Khan. So they have a lot of potential and a lot of talent coming up. And I think, yeah, only uh, two pacers would be able to play either. I think there would be a switch between uh, Mayank Yadav and Shamar Joseph. Only one would be able to play. Although he's a domestic player, he's an Indian player, and but looking at the pitch situations, I think they won't require both pacers together in a match. I think that scenario would be rare. But yeah, given the situation, they can rotate. Even they can bring in Akash Deep or Avesh Khan in place of the regular bowlers. Like a Mohsin can
Yeah,
be replaced by Akash Deep. So they have
yeah,
plenty of options in the bowling department.
yeah. They have plenty of options. The squad looks good. Zahir Khan is the mentor who was behind the success of Mumbai for so many years. I mean, things look pretty good for me for Lucknow. What would you rate them out of 10?
Yeah, definitely on paper and looking at the names that we have here, I think it's a solid 9.
Yeah, yeah. For me as well, it's a solid 9. But let's see how Rishabh Pant performs in the new city, in the new stadium. One thing is for certain, with Rishabh Pant there right now, he will pull a lot of crowd. Lucknow stadiums, I think, would be full most of the time because of certain Rishabh Pant's presence there, and that will do this franchisee also a world of good. And with the squad that they have, yeah, they the first 2 years of the IPL they were solid. Last year they weren't. So let's see how they will turn up. And moving on to the crown jewel of the IPL, the Mumbai Indians. Uh, for me, the best batting attack in any team anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
You have let's first go through the batters and the all-rounders, then we will come to the bowlers. So you have Surya Kumar Yadav, you have Rohit Sharma, you have Tilak Verma, you have Devon Jacobs, uh, Hardik Pandya, Naman Dheer, Raj Bava. You've brought in Will Jacks, you've brought in Mitch Santner. Uh, Not retaining Ishan Kishan, do you think was a surprise, or they are just so good they'll deal with it?
I think they are backing on Naman Dheer to fill that spot. Although
They
Ishan
brought in
Kishan's
Will
spot
Jacks,
is,
so
yeah, they have brought in
let's
Will
see,
Jacks
he'll open.
definitely, and he will open with Rohit Sharma. Then Tilak comes at number 3, Surya at number 4. Maybe then Hardik Pandya number 5 or number 6 if Naman Dheer wants to come in. There is Naman Dheer also. So I think they have got it covered. Uh, it just depends if the punt on Will Jacks fails, then who will be opening this. So there is a slight question mark there, but yeah, on paper the first
I
11
think,
looks pretty good.
yeah, I think the reason why I say why didn't they retain Ishan Kishan is because now they're stuck and they have to play Robin Mins in every game. Uh, Robin Mins is a really pot- full of potential young guy, but uh, if you don't play Robin Mins, you playing Ryan Rickelton, and he is not experienced in the IPL at all. He takes away one of your foreign spots. So you're not gonna do that. You'll have to play Robin Mins all the time, and that is the thing which I think for a team like Mumbai Indians, who is considered to be the gold standard of IPL, I think you can't have passengers, and they are probably moving towards that.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, if someone happens in the top 4, if somehow Hardik Pandya's back gives up, or if Tilak Verma's hamstring uh, gets affected,
Yeah,
then there is a huge question mark who will fill in the
yeah,
shoes, because they have a lot of promise in the backups, but
yeah,
it's not proven that they will
yeah,
deliver the same kind of performance.
yeah.
So
I mean,
there is a bit of,
nobody denies that Tilak Verma has had an outstanding rise in international cricket, and he will continue performing. But you've depended now so much on Tilak Verma and Hardik Pandya in the middle order that you've given up people like Naman Dheer or other people. Akash Madwal probably was there in
yes,
the middle order.
Nehal
So you
Vadera.
sold Nehal Vadera was like he did really well for you last time around. You've sold those people. Then in the finishing, you've sold Tim David.
Yes,
I mean, you're putting a lot of pressure then on the first front 4 players to just give you runs all the time. And I say that Mumbai squad is always star-studded with batters from top to bottom. But this year, it doesn't look that strong, I must say. And considering that Rohit Sharma hasn't had the best of years in IPL for the last 2-3 years, I think the batting feels pretty light to me at this point of time.
yeah, definitely. If like it's heavily dependent on guys like Surya, Tilak, and Hardik. If they don't deliver the goods, then I think they are in deep trouble. So
Yeah,
and that too, if we are not even considering the injury concerns. So
yeah,
this looks pretty. Yeah, we are they are walking on eggshells right now. It looks like,
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's a pretty you can say pretty bleak view
yeah,
of a winner team, of a champion team who has done this 5 times already. On the
Yeah.
contrary, the bowling looks pretty solid this time.
The bowling looks pretty solid, but you can't play everyone. So there is a Jasprit Bumrah, there is Reece Topley, Lizard Williams. You've brought in Karan Sharma, Trent Bolt. I mean, Bumrah and Bolt opening the bowling would strike fear into any batting lineup. You have brought in Deepak Chahar, who also gives you a batting option, but is very good with the ball. So I think on the best days, Trent Boult and Jasprit Bumrah play with Topley and Lizard as backups. Bowling looks fairly decent because you couple it with Hardik Pandya, who will give you good
Yeah,
overs. So bowling looks pretty decent, but
yeah,
I
definitely.
mean,
You
overall
will have,
squad looks.
yeah, overall squad looks like there are huge gaps there which can or cannot be filled. They are banking a lot on the young talents that they have picked up, but I'm not so sure how they will perform in such a pressure situation, since
Yeah.
Mumbai has a tendency to lose initial matches on the trot, and then they have to like rise like a phoenix. So
Yeah.
uh, that
Every
takes a lot
time.
of guts and experience. Yeah,
Yeah. So how much do you give this squad out of 10?
I give this a 7 just because of lack of backups for the main
Yeah.
players. It's looking like if all the players deliver and they stay fit, then this is a great squad. But on the potential, it's 7 for me right now.
Yeah, I think again 6.5 or 7 for me as well. I am disappointed with the management, the way they've assembled this team. They have over relied on certain individuals who have performed for you and for India, for that matter, time and time again. But over a course of a season, these things do end up, revealing themselves, and you do fall short if you become overconfident. I think they've become a bit overconfident on their star players, and it might come to hurt them. So moving on to Punjab, Punjab with the biggest purse in the auction, and they have made some interesting buys, I would say. So batters, they have brought in Nehal Vadera, who we were just talking about, from Mumbai, and the notable name here is Shreyas Iyer. I think Shreyas Iyer was supposed to be the most expensive player, but Lucknow wanted that tag to go to Rishabh, so they bid that 25 lakh extra on him. Do you think a good buy from Punjab as a captaincy option and a batting option, because they are really, really in need of winning one IPL like once?
Definitely. So this was more out of desperation because they really wanted an Indian captain, since Rishabh Dhawan, Shikhar Dhawan would not be playing anymore, and he has taken his own course, and he's not even, the age is not even on his side. So I think they really needed a captain who can take them through this cycle and even more in future if possible. So I think Shreyas Iyer is the correct buy as a captain, and since he also brings in the winning experience from Kolkata, so and he has been playing international cricket since like more like almost a decade now. So this is a good buy for Punjab, since they have to reignite that fire in them, and they have to again start from the scratch. And this winning campaign needed a leader like Shreyas Iyer. So I think that's a good buy, and that's one of the best options available. It would either have to be Rishabh Pant or Shreyas Iyer. They had to have one of them in their squad
Yeah,
as a captain. So it's a good buy
yeah.
from my point of view.
Yeah. Then they have Prab Simran Singh and Josh English. They have Shashank Singh, who lit up the IPL last year. You have Harpreet Brar. You have Marco Janssen, Arnold Aaron Hardy, Azmatullah Omarzai, Praveen Dubey, Glenn Maxwell, and Marcus Stoinis. Uh, I think with Ponting coming to the helm, they have gone hell for leather for Australians. That's
Yes.
a pretty much visible. Glenn Maxwell has already played in Punjab once and probably didn't have the best of his time there. Do you think anything changes this time around? And also with Ponting and his best friend Marcos Stoina in there, I think it was worth a punt probably.
Yeah, definitely. It's more on the comfort or the environment of the dugout for guys like Maxwell. If he gets a supportive environment where he can flourish, he will definitely give you a few innings to remember. And with Ponting at helm and Marcus Stoinis there, and a few more Australian players in the squad, it would feel like home for Maxi, and I think he can give you few good innings, and it might be the last for of a great player of the era. I think this would be
Hmm.
the last sort of this would be the last a pair of seasons, maybe three if he does well. These this can turn out to be the last auction and last 3 seasons of Maxwell. So
Yeah,
I
and
think
also
he would be willing to give it his
yeah.
all this time.
Yeah, and also Marcus Toyna. I didn't think they could get him out of Lucknow simply because he was such an important guy for the Lucknow team. But I think he'll provide the much needed leadership to Punjab and with Ponting there and Shreyas there. I think. Marcus Stoinis, if they keep playing him where Lucknow played him at the number 3 spot, where he gets time to settle in and take the game forward. I think Stoinis can be a really, really good buy for Punjab. Uh, what do you think about him and his buy?
Yeah, definitely. Marcus Stoinis is a steal at 11 crores because he gives you uh, 2 3 overs of medium pace, and if there are like his bowling is pretty suited to Punjab's home ground because there is a lot of movement, moisture available
Yeah,
in the pitch. So I think he will definitely come in handy with both ball and bat, and with bat we have seen how destructive he can be once he settles in. So I think it's a very good buy for Punjab
yeah,
because they needed someone solid in the middle order. Last time this was the major pain point for Punjab, that they had great finishers, they had a good opening pair, but in the middle there was no one
yeah.
who they can rely on. So I think they have sorted out this time.
Yeah. In the bowling, they have Yash Thakur, Vijay Kumar Vishak, Kuldeep Sen, Javier Bartlett, Arshdeep Singh, Yuzi Chahal, and Lockie Ferguson. They went pretty big for both Arshdeep and Yuzi.
Yes,
I think we are a fan of Yuzi in IPL. He always delivers the goods. Do you think he
definitely.
was worth 18 crores to go for, or they made the right choice?
Yeah, he is worth every penny. Like he has
Yeah.
been one of the leading wicket takers since so many seasons, and he delivers every time wherever you make him play. And he has come through the testing ground of Chinnaswamy. So whichever ground he makes his home next is it's like a walk in the park for him because he is coming from the death of all the bowlers. So
Yeah.
he is a great buy, and definitely even I was expecting that RCB would go for him
Yeah.
like
They should
anything,
have,
but
in fact. Yeah.
yeah, but they didn't. So it's a win for Punjab, and since they had such a big purse available, so it was a very opportunate time for them to buy him, and also Arshdeep
Yeah.
Singh. So Arshdeep, Yuzi, and Loki Ferguson makes the majority of their bowling squad, and for
Yeah.
along with Marcus Stoinis, Maxi gives you spin bowling. You have a great bowling options available.
Yeah. They did let go of Sam Curran, who was their talisman last year for whatever games they played. They also let go of uh, Ashutosh, was it that went to Delhi?
Yes,
So
yes. Ashutosh Sharma,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. So I mean, Nehal Vadera, I think he has enough talent to find place in the squad. I think Prab Simran will open, but I'm struggling to see who opens with Prab Simran in here because I don't see any openers in the entire squad apart from Prab Simran sake.
Yeah, probably they will take a punt on Azmatullah Omarzai. He does pretty well for
Yeah,
Afghanistan. So, but then they have to let go of either Maxi or Ferguson. So they have to think this through that how they are going to play this
yeah,
combination because yes,
yeah,
Prab Simran is the natural choice, but Prab Simran
yeah.
opens with someone like. Asmatullah Omarzai, and then they have Shreyas Iyer
But
coming
that's
in. Then
that's
they
the
have Nehal
problem, right?
Vadera.
If you play Azmatullah Omarzai only to open, then you can't play both Maxi and Stoinis in the same side. You also have Marco Janssen to fit in there, and
Yes,
obviously in bowling you would want the brilliance of Lockie Ferguson in the death overs. So I mean. A lot of questions again for Punjab to ponder about because they could have easily gone for a domestic opener only if possible, but uh, because that's a really important spot, and there's also an option for you to play Josh Inglis with Pup Simran to open the batting again, but then you probably bring in a overseas batter and then you miss out on either a Maxi or a Marco Janssen,
yeah,
and both of them you would want to play.
yeah. So I think it's a toss up between Omarzai and Marco Janssen because Marco Janssen gives you a handy finisher and a pace bowler opening the innings. And same as for Omarzai. Omarzai opens for both as a batter and a bowler for Afghanistan. So he is a very handy all rounder. So if he is in good nick, I think he would be a better pick. He can open with Prav Simran, and then he can give you 2 overs at the start along with Arshdeep, and then maybe you can bring in Loki Ferguson. So Loki Ferguson is a good death bowler as well. So I think
Yeah,
that would be a better combination. And then
yeah,
you can play uh, Loki, Azmatullah, and Maxi and Stoinis both.
yeah. Because the uh, Arshdeep is your nailed on fast bowler, right?
Yes, yes,
But after that, if you don't play either Loki, if you play Loki, then again you don't want to open with him because you want to keep his 2 or 3
yes.
overs for the death, right? So who opens the bowling with Arshdeep? I don't think in the first few games you can either go with a Yash Thakur or with a Vijay Kumar Vishak, though they have played in the IPL, but the experience is pretty less. You would need to play either a Janssen or a Stoinis to open the bowling before you probably in the fourth or the fifth over bring in a spinner there. But even then, you don't have a power play spinner who specializes like a Washi who will bowl power play overs for you. So they
Yeah,
don't have that. Uzi, you're not gonna waste Uzi in power plays when you know he is the anchor who will handle your middle overs. So, I mean, again, a lot of questions. Though they had the biggest purse available to them, I think they still fail to tick all the boxes, in my opinion.
yeah. The power play spinner is definitely missing here because yeah,
Yeah,
someone like an Ashwin, someone like Washington Sundar, or even Ravi Bishnoi. These guys are
yeah,
pretty well equipped to bowl in power play as well as
yeah.
in the overs.
Varun
But
Chakrabarti, you have one in every team, man. Apart from
yes.
this one, Uh, so
And even like a
that's
Mitch Santner in Mumbai. So
yeah, yeah,
here you don't have that. So you will have to very cautiously use
yeah,
these overs, and
yeah.
maybe then the next guy
So
to fall
you
upon is Maxi.
So there is this first tier of Indian fast bowling, which has Bumrah, which has Siraj, which has Nitish, Harshit Rana, and Akashdeep, and all. Then there is the second tier, which is Mukesh Kumar and Mayank Yadav and
Kuldeep Sen.
Vaibhav Arora, Kuldeep Sen. You brought in Kuldeep Sen for 80 lakhs, but you have not surrounded Arshdeep with good quality Indian bowlers. You could have easily gone in for Prasidh Krishna, and Arshdeep and Prasidh would have been such a deadly combination. Then you wouldn't have to be reliant to play a Loki or
Loki,
a
yes.
Marco Jansen all the time. But now, because you don't have someone to support Arshdeep, you will have to play either Loki or Jansen in every game, because Stoinis will give you middle orders, but he cannot give you start overs and end overs.
Yes,
So,
yes.
I mean, you've dug yourself into a hole. And so, yeah, that's my opinion. What do you think this squad is worth out of 10?
Yeah, I think if Omarzai delivers, then they have a decent chance, because then you open the bowling with Omarzai and Arshdeep, and then uh, guys like Stoinis and Loki comes in the middle overs. You have handy spinners in Yuzi and Maxi, and you are opening with Omarzai and Prabh Simran. So then it's just the middle order you have to take care of. I'll give this side 7.5, since there are lack of quality Indian pace apart from Arshdeep Singh here. But if the combination can deliver along with Omarzai, he would be a crucial piece in their planning. Then they can come good. So yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, again, a 6.5 or a 7 for Punjab, simply because they had the most money. They spent it on players a year, and rightly so, but I think they could have gone for a lot more than they did.
Yeah, they have a dark horse
Coming
in
to you-
Mushir Khan, so we
yeah.
have to vary of that
Yeah.
also. He can be a very
Yeah.
good player in the middle order, so we'll have to watch
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Then moving on to your home side, starting with the batters, you have the Mr. Diamond himself in Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shimron Hetmeyer. You have a Shubham Dubey, who is not a Shivam Dubey. You have a Vaibhav Suryavanshi. You have Sanju Samson, Dhruv Jurel, Kunal Singh Rathore. You have Riyan Parag, Yudhvir Singh Charak, and Nitish Rana. What do you think of this batting lineup?
I think it will all depend on the form, because the names are big, but who can deliver on the day would be a question mark, because Shimron Hetmeyer has also been on and off, but I think he will have a bigger role to play this time in the squad. And Yashasvi is a star; he will definitely deliver. So Yashasvi, Shimron, Sanju Samson, and Dhruv Jurel would have to do the heavy lifting, along with experienced guys like Nitish Rana. I don't know whether Nitish Rana makes it into the first 11, but looking at his experience, he can play a crucial role in the middle order. So then maybe Dhruv Jurel would have to come down the order, and Nitish Rana bats at number 4. So a decent squad, but a lot of question marks on the current form, and they have the promise to deliver, but whether they will be able to fulfill the promise would be a question mark, because we don't have a Joss Butler in there now. So there would be a great responsibility on Sanju Samson and Yashasvi Jaiswal to carry this side.
Yeah, I think a good side, a decent side. I think Rajasthan fans would really love Nitish Rana and take on to him like anything. I've seen this player now for 4 or 5 years now, batting for KKR, and he is solid. He will give you what he promises you. Last time before the IPL, he had bragged a lot more about himself, and we also we were just starting our podcast then, and we made a lot of fun about him. But overall, I think he's a nice player. The Jaipur pitch will really suit him. I think with the departure of Josh Butler, I think Dhruv Jurel gets a lot more chances. Again, I don't know who is going to open with Yashasvi, if it will be Sanju Samson, because Sanju Samson has now been opening for India as well in T20s. So it can probably be the partnership of Sanju and Yashasvi who open. Then Nitish comes at number 3, Jural at 4, and Riyan Parag at 5. And then Shimran Hetmeyer obviously at 6, which for me is again a really strong, a really solid top 6. Uh, then when it come to bowlers, you have Sandeep Sharma, you have Tushar Deshpande, Akash Madwal is there, Kumar
Yes.
Kartikeya, Koena Mafaka, Vanindu Hasaranga they've brought in. They've also brought in Mahesh Tikshana. So because both Ashwin and Yuzi have gone, so they've brought in Hasaranga and Tikshana. You have Fazal Faruqi as well, Ashok Sharma and Jofra Archer. I think they've taken a punt. Josh Butler probably knows him more than anyone, but he is not there in the squad, so we don't know if Jofra will actually end up playing in the IPL or not. But they spent a lot of money on him. I don't see quality fast bowlers again. Sandeep Sharma is very good. Tushar Deshpande is good, but Jofra Archer is the only one which I see here. And again, I think the pitch is going towards the spinning side with these two spinners in Hasaranga and Tikshana that they've brought. Uh, Overall, I think quite a balanced side, but yeah, missing again a few key points.
Yeah, definitely. I think there is a lot that has left to be desired in the Indian bowling department. There is no solid Indian pacer in there, so they would have to rely on probably pitches favoring to spin. And yes, guys like Sandeep Sharma have delivered every time they have come in, but there is no support like a Trent Bolt in the opening overs like it was there in the last seasons. And they would really miss a Trent Bolt in there because he was such a gun bowler, taking almost every time he takes a wicket in the opening spell. And they will really miss that quality in their side, because we do not know whether Jofra Archer will play or not. Even if he
Yeah.
plays, he is not the same as Trent Bolt. He might go for a lot of runs in the initial overs as well if he does not get his length right. So it's quite a risky pick that Rajasthan has done this time on Jofra Archer. Yeah, from batting perspective, they have a decent Indian lineup: Yashasvi Jaiswal, Sanju Samson, Dhruv Jurel, Riyan Parag. These all guys have performed well in the last few months, and they are in good form. So they will be covered from batting side. But again, they do not have a power hitter apart from Shimran Hetmeyer in the batting order. From overseas perspective, they don't have any Roman Powell, they don't have Joss Butler, so there is lack of firepower, overseas firepower in this squad as well. So
Yeah, I think out of the foreigners, if you see in the batting department, they only have Hetmeyer and everybody else is an Indian, right? So
yes,
Hetmeyer plays, and apart from that, you have 3 more foreigners to play. So you'll probably in all the matches play Jofra, Tikshana, and Hasaranga, if Jofra is available, that is.
yeah.
But if Jofra isn't available, then your bowling becomes Tushar Deshpande and Sandeep Sharma in the pace department, which is something that they probably need to look at.
Yeah,
Overall, what do you think about the squad? How much would you rate it?
I'll give this a 7, but they can come good. They have been dark horses. Probably if someone like Hasaranga performs well with the bat, also he can be destructive. If he can consistently give them a 30 or 25 quick fire 30s in the lower order, then this side can become really competitive. But all will depend on how he performs with the bat, and how good is Jofra Archer with the ball, whether he would be able to
Yeah.
play or not. So there are
Yeah.
question marks. So I'll give this side a 7.
Yeah, I think similarly here for me, I think it's a 7, a solid 7. If they want to go further in the competition, they'll have to overperform. At this point of time, I can't see them making into the top 4, but if they do, they probably would have overperformed. Uh, Going towards the most popular team in the IPL. Uh, Obviously, you have the king Virat Kohli there retained. You have Rajat Patidar. Interestingly enough, they've brought in Devdutt Padikkal, Jitesh Sharma, and Phil Salt, which I think is a brilliant buy, especially on that pitch. I mean, Phil Salt will do crazy things there. You have Swapnil Singh, Jacob Bethel, Romario Shepherd, Liam Livingston, Krunal Pandya, which is again a very shrewd and a good signing, Tim David, and Manoj Bhandage. What do you think of this RCB batting lineup?
Yeah, they have followed the line that they have been following since ages. They have gone heavy in terms of batting firepower. They have enough firepower that even they can achieve 300 this time if Chinnaswamy pitch favors. But again, everything will come down to the bowling. In the batting, it is looking quite good because Virat Kohli opening with Phil Salt, it's such a destructive combination, and then Rajat Patidar coming on number
Yeah.
3, followed by Padikkal and Jitesh Sharma. So, and if you throw in a Liam Livingstone in there between, so
Yeah.
it just adds to the
Yeah.
firepower. Lot of
Yeah.
firepower.
I think Tim David again because they had to replace Dinesh Karthik at all cost, and Tim David is just so perfect for that role. Krunal Pandya again are such a brilliant signing for them because one thing Krunal Pandya may not give you the wickets, but
Yeah.
in the Chinnaswamy you don't really lose because of the wickets. You lose because the team just keeps on scoring runs, and Krunal Pandya is very good at stopping the flow of runs.
Yes.
So I think a really shrewd signing there. In the bowling, this time they've paid a lot of attention, I think, to the bowling. So they already had just Dayal, but they've brought in Lungi and Gidi. Rasik Dar Salam is such a brilliant youngster coming through. I mean, he's taking wicket left, right, and center. You've taken Suyash Sharma from KKR, who spins the ball really well.
Yes.
And then you have Nuwan Thusara from Sri Lanka. You have Josh Hazelwood now, and you've brought in Bhuvi, who is, along with Trent Bolt, the guy who will give you wickets in the first few overs. Uh, and they've obviously got Bhuvi at a really high price of 10.75 crores, which means that they're really looking for those early wickets.
Yeah,
Uh,
yes,
I think
definitely.
the squad overall for me looks a lot more balanced than it was last year. Last year you remember we were talking about it in every game. They don't have the spinners. They don't have the spinners. Now they have Krunal, who is generally very good. They have Suyash, who is very good. So I think Liam Livingston can again bowl. So I think they look a bit more balanced than last year.
Definitely, very balanced side as compared to the last year. They were batting heavy last year as well, but they didn't have enough spinners, or even the pacers were not firing apart from Yash Dayal. So I think they have covered it up pretty well this time. They have guys like Josh Hazelwood who is accurate as hell. He will give you if he does not take wickets, he will give you bowling options even in the initial overs as well as at the death. So there is that, and then you have guys like Romario Shepherd, who is also a decent all-rounder. He can bowl with good pace, and he is a good hitter of the ball. But I think he's just a backup for Tim David. Tim David will be the first pick along with Liam Livingstone, because Tim David gives you a couple of medium pace bowling, and Liam Livingston can even bowl 4 overs. He's a very handy spinner from England, and along with Suyash Sharma and Suyash Sharma, he can cover up the spin department pretty well.
Yeah, I think Phil Salt, Livingston, and Tim David start every match. I think the
Yes,
fourth would be they'll pick between Josh Hazelwood or probably another foreigner if they want to. But I think Josh Hazelwood again starts because he's just so good. So I think the four foreigners would be Hazelwood, Tim David, Liam Livingston, and Phil Salt. I think Salt and Livingston will going are going to love this wicket. They'll score a
definitely.
hell lot of runs in there, and yeah, I think we have seen Virat Kohli in some amazing partnerships over the years with AB de Villiers, then with Faf du Plessis. I think we are going into an era of another great partnership because Phil Salt and Virat Kohli are just gonna strike fear in the opposition. I think this squad looks really good this time.
Definitely, really, really good. Now
Yeah. What do you?
they just need to keep their calm and start very well.
Yeah.
It's the start
Yeah.
that will
Yeah.
turn the fortunes for this squad. And if they start well, if they win 3 games on the trot, I think they are in for a very good chance.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you rate this squad?
I'll definitely rate this an 8, a solid
Yeah,
8.
I think for me it's 8.5 or even a 9. I think it's a really good squad. Let's go to the final squad of this year's IPL, which is Hyderabad. I mean, again, some really shrewd signings. They've let go of marquee players like Aiden Markram, but they've brought in interesting players. So we have Abhinav Manohar, we have Atharva Taide, Sachin Baby, Aniket Verma, Heinrich Klaassen is obviously there. They've spent big on Ishan Kishan. Patty Cummins is there, Nitish Reddy is there, Abhishek Sharma is there, Travis Head is there. They've also gone in with Bryden Cars, Kamindu Mendes, and Harshal Patel. Uh, what do you think? Will it going to be again a Head Sharma show, or do you see other batsmen as well coming up in this team now?
I see Ishan Kishan and Nitish Reddy making a lot more impact this time. I think they are going to shine despite stars like Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, and also the Heinrich Klaassen, likes of Heinrich Klaassen. But yes, Ishan Kishan will excel this time, and I think he will be out there to prove a point to Mumbai as well as BCCI that he still got it, and uh, he will make a strong case for him to be picked up in the Indian T20 squad. So I
Yeah.
think he'll come back with a vengeance this time. So it's a great squad. Although
Yeah.
there is a little bit inexperience in the Indian batting side, if we leave Nitish Reddy and Ishan Kishan, guys like Abhinav Manohar, Atharv Taide, Sachin Baby, Aniket Verma, they are yet to prove their mettle. They come with a promise, but we don't have much to show for in terms of the goods they have delivered. So that's
Yeah.
there as well.
Yeah, I think it's a good problem to have probably, but because I don't think they're gonna fiddle or touch the Head Sharma opening combination. That is just not
Yes,
going to happen. They're both gonna open. So naturally then comes to number three. He again
definitely.
is such a great power play batter. He is not batted down the order. So that is probably an adjustment that he will need to make. But also because it can be a blessing because Head and Sharma play in such a certain way. One of them, if they both, like we've seen last season as well, if they both go on to play in the first 6 or 8 overs, then they have won the match in those 8 overs only. The other overs don't really matter in the game. But
Yes,
mostly one of the other will be out in the first few overs only. And that's when comes in. He also has that opening experience, so he can take it right from there, right from the word go, so, which can suit Hyderabad and their run rate a lot more because I mean Ishan Kishan as well on his day is a 180 strike rate batsman. So I think
yes.
a really good buy for them in this regard.
Yeah. What do you think the batting order would like? Number 4 would be Nitish Reddy, and number 5 Heinrich Klaassen.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be the case, it would be Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, then comes Ishan Kishan, then comes Nitish Reddy, and then comes Andy Klassen. Those are your five that are there that will play. After that, then it's a toss up because you can bat Abhinav Manohar at number 6, who
Yeah.
might give you a few big hits, but
Yes.
it's not something that you really need because your top order is so explosive that it will take care of the things. Or if you want, you can bring in Abhinav Manohar at number 4, and then Klassen at 5 and Nitish Reddy at 6. So you also have the firepower down the order with Klassen and Reddy. So you'll have to play with
Definitely.
Manohar in that way. But apart from that, it looks pretty solid. And then you brought in Pat Cummins. You brought in Pat Cummins was already there, but Harshad Patel, who will give you good bowling and also good with the bat. You have Rahul Chahar, Jagdev Unadkat, Zishan Ansari. You brought in Mohammad Shami, which is again the best you can get. Adam Zampa is there, and then Ishan Malinga. So I think bowling wise, fast bowling wise, again the same problem here. I don't see anyone supporting Mohammad Shami since Pat Cummins will be there all the time. So you can say Pat Cummins and Mohammad Shami are there for each other, and that solves itself. But yeah, they probably could have had another fast bowler to back up Mohammad Shami because Harshal Patel sometimes goes for a lot more runs.
Yeah, definitely. But I think they are trusting in Harshal Patel to take care of the death overs, probably.
Yeah.
And Shami will definitely open the attack with Pat Cummins, and that will be sort of a dream combination, best of the best bowling together. I think uh, this is as good as it gets. Like it's very close to Bolt and Bumrah opening from
Yeah.
Mumbai, so this is as
Yeah.
good as that. So I
Yeah.
think it's pretty good. And then Rahul Chahar can probably cover
Yeah.
the spin department. Maybe
Yeah.
Adam
They've,
Zampa
they've
would
backed
get.
yeah, they've backed themselves into a corner because there is no place for Zampa in this side.
Yes,
So
yes,
they will have to play Rahul Chahar all the time because
yes,
Nitish Reddy
definitely.
again is a fast bowling all rounder. Abhishek Sharma is a handy spin all rounder, but he hasn't had that much experience. Even Rahul Chahar is not the cream spin bowler in IPL, but I think he can deliver you the goods. But you'll have to probably have Rahul Chahar at least as an impact sub or in the starting 11 all the time.
Yeah, probably they will play Kamindu Mendes because he is right now in red hot form, and Mendes bowls decent off break, so he can he is an all rounder, so he can uh, deliver the goods with the bat as well as he can bowl in tandem with Rahul Chahar on
Yeah,
spin friendly pitches. And if not, the pitch is pacer friendly, then I think they have enough pace options there.
yeah,
Even they can play Bryden Cars, who is a very good
yeah.
medium pace bowler, and he is handy with the bat as well.
Yeah, I think again for them the three internationals that are always set is Head, Cummins, and Klassen. So they will always be there. If the
Yes.
pitch is spinning, they can go for Adam Zampa very well. They can go for Kamindu Mendes very well. If the pitch is of a faster nature, obviously they'll go for Bryden Cars. So
Yeah.
I think they have a rotating option for their fourth international player, which is good. But looking at their side, the thinking and the philosophy looks very clear. Though they don't have adequate backups for the players that they need, but the players that they have in the squad are all generally very fit. So they do
Yeah.
generally take care of the entire IPL season. So
Yeah.
I think overall on paper looks like a pretty decent squad.
And lot of bowling options as well. Travis Head can bowl, Abhishek Sharma can bowl,
Yeah,
Nitish Reddy bowls. So
yeah,
lot of their top order are also good with the bowling. So we saw
yeah,
how Abhishek Sharma bowled in the
yeah,
knockout round of IPL last season. So I think it's a pretty balanced side, and they are looking like a force to reckon with. I think
Yeah.
it would be a really good side, and I think Jaidev Unadkat is the backup if Mohammad Shami is not fit enough at that time, or he will if he is playing in the Australia third test and he'll be coming back from a long tour. He takes time to recover. Then Jaidev Unadkat would
Yeah.
be a replacement, a backup option. So I think it's a very good side for me, and I again see them going into the top four this time as well. So
Yeah.
very a
Overall,
solid
your
nine
score
from my side.
a
A
solid
nine,
nine.
nine.
Yeah. I think as well. I think pretty much between an 8.5 or a 9 for me as well. Looks like a good squad. Uh, So yeah, I think we are done. It has been a long episode, but we had to go into the details of each and every squad to let you guys know what's going on, what the teams look like, or what are your favorite clubs doing in terms of their squad. Before we leave, Divyansh, any final words?
Definitely. So seeing this 2 days of grueling uh, bidding in Jeddah, we are very hopeful that we will have a cracking next 3 years of IPL, and be rest assured we will keep bringing you the IPL action as and when it happens. Now the next two talking points in upcoming months would be, one is the Border Gavaskar Trophy that is going on. We will bring review and analysis of that, and I think there is a decision on the horizon for the Champions Trophy in February 2025. Very soon, I think by first week of December, there will be a decision that is coming out on the future of that as well. What the venues would be. Will the entire tournament is going to be shifted to UAE, or will India not take part in that? How it will be? We will be bringing all the action to you as and when it happens. So.
Yeah.
Stay with us and keep listening.
Yeah. So bye bye guys. This is Cricket Castaway, your home for all the content related to Indian cricket. And yeah, signing off. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.